Hello, trading is closed on December 29th, 2020. Let's do our disclaimer first and then have our calls. It's my trading plan for tomorrow, December 30th, 2020. Remember, if we gap sharply in the undesired direction, the call's killed. I can't be right every time. No guarantee I'm right with this call. So trade at your own risk. And my email address is mejt.trades@gmail.com. Well, we looked for the pattern with the early low. That's what this is. And tomorrow is the early low as well. Let's review what we said. We said we're close to a top. We said it was possible that the market could go higher, the SPX, while the Russell dropped. That's what happened. So when you get divergence like that, it's really a sign of a top, even though it isn't a pinpoint indicator. We hit a new high, all-time high, and then closed in the red. That's never a good sign. But we dropped all day, couldn't take out these lows at the close, and the drop was not impulsive because we have overlap here. So it isn't as bad as it could have been. During the day, MEJT gave a buy signal as we were dropping, said this drop wouldn't stick. We got the target hit, so that one's already played out. This here is a daily chart. We have a reversal bar involving the upper Bollinger Band when the band is flat. It's one of my signals, and as long as we trade under today's close by 1 cent, it targets a challenge, not necessarily a touch of the lower Bollinger Band. If we go over today's high, that's killed. That's the stop. And it doesn't mean we have to go down tomorrow. It just says that's a minimum target. So we're getting more and more sell signals, and the question is, when are we going to finally drop? Well, we have targets as high as 39.20, even though we said the target could come, at least even though we said the drop could start at any time. Even today's high could be it. 39.20 is looking more and more unreachable to me, although I can't say it's impossible. There is a balance here, wave balance in the 3780s. Doesn't mean it's the right count, doesn't mean it's the only count, but it's a pretty count if we get that price. So we're going to pencil that one in as one of the numbers. It could mark the top, but again, if we start to drop with conviction at any time, we already have enough. Now, if this price is right, we don't know if it is or not, if that were to be hit today, which of course the market's closed, you get this beautiful trend line hit. So I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but if we rally into the end of the year, and this week is normally a positive week, and we hit the middle 3780s, if that happens, you can see what kind of strong resistance we would have. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but if it happens, I'd look for resistance there. Well, tomorrow's pattern has early low. You could still gap up. We dropped all day. We couldn't close under the midday lows. Either we trade under them promptly, ideally by gapping under it, or we see higher prices. Higher prices does not imply we have to close higher. I continue to believe we're near a top. It could have come today. I really would prefer to see a higher price first. I'd like to see a failed MEJT target that we don't have yet, and I'd like to see a more impulsive drop None of these are required. I don't always get everything I want. So we could have the drop for real start at any time, but frankly, I'd like to see us trade a little bit higher first, even if I think we're awfully close to a top. That's what I'd like. I can't say it's required. Anytime we get an impulsive move down from here, I'd believe it, but let's see if we can manage a slightly higher price first. And that's today's call.